of you, welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ubu, and with me are the amazing ladies. Talk by Mark or Digger.
In the building.
What's going on?
I'm in harvest season, and I have sweet corn for sale. I have sweet potatoes for sale. I have yam for sale. And of course, I have the land that produced all of these goods for sale. Everything we sell, thank you very much. Yes, everything we sell, we pay the owners of the land. So I have an agric estate that when I plant on this land, the return on the agricultural produce is paid to the customer. So I actually really have sweet corn for sale in Bagodo right now.
I'm picking my
so
own
people can pick up. But I'm truly grateful to God for this season. I feel like some in my mind, I felt like things were like dragging. I feel like I'm not feeling too well. I'm like, oh. But then yesterday they just said, oh, we've harvested. I'm like, God just knows how to give you good news just at the time.
At the peak of time.
I'm grateful to God.
Well done.
Okay, so the owners of the land, are you helping them to sell?
Yes.
You're helping them to sell.
That's so nice. Rabatu, how you doing today?
I'm doing very well. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. Yes. Assalamu alaikum. So Juma and Barak. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. Of course, we have I have this ladies group, and we're going to have a tea party.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So, and in fact, the highlights of the things we're going to talk about, we highlighted everything we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about our family. We're going to talk about money, how to invest money, and also I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing.
Saturday. Then Sunday is just going to be rest and watch my normal
wait for
Indian movies.
Indian movies.
Indian girl.
That's nice.
Amaka so fresh.
Just here.
Amaka fresh.
I'm just
Yanga Lagos. What's going on?
My matter today is about God. So yes.
Tell us.
So I and my sister and then a friend were discussing, the power of the Lord's Prayer. So understated, because like right from when we were kids, we just ramble it out like, the Lord's Prayer. You need to understand that that's what we're living in. Like if you can understand the Lord's Prayer.
Every single day. It's very simple, straight to the point.
Very simple, straight to the point. And then you find out that 2024, most of us, especially me, have been sustained by the Lord's Prayer. So powerful, because when you hear what people are going through, conversation we were having yesterday, when you hear what people are going through, you will not even believe it. So I just want to say, Lord, that I'm thankful and grateful for this year 2024 and every day of my life. Thank you, Lord. That's my banter. And then this weekend is going to be party.
I trust you.
Packed weekend.
Party after
Christmas,
party.
30 December started in November. This happens every year, but we are ready for it.
Well, please carry me to some of this.
This hair is giving.
As in the hair is giving.
Thank you so much. Hair by VC, thank you so much. We have the hairs for sale. We sold already yesterday. Orders were coming in. People were asking for the hairs, and we're dispatching this morning. So more orders, please come in. But I've got good news.
Okay.
I'm now the latest published author in the building.
I'm so happy for you. I've been waiting for this book.
Thank you. So my book, Raising Empowered Teenagers, is out. It's available on Seller right now. We're working to see how we can do the Amazon thing. I'll talk to you about that. And the physical copies will be available from next week, right? Nice. We're done with printing, just for them to dispatch down to me. And one of the reasons I decided to write the book, I've been a life coach for so many years now, I think about 5-6 years now. And, I've written courses on different topics, a range of topics. It's just to put it together. I remember there was a mentor we had, that was like, you have not written a book. With everything you're teaching, BC, you have not written a book, you should put it into a book. So this particular book is so dear to my heart because I work with children, being Montessori certified child psychologist and neurolinguistics practitioner as well. And I realized that parents had issues with teenagers.
They don't know.
They don't know how to navigate their moods, their hormones, and we want to use shouts the way they shouted us down to. It's not going to work. So the book is like a bridge between parents and their teenagers to see how we can raise responsible adults. So while your child is doing the course, you get the book. The book is for you, the parents. You read, and then we work together, and that's it. I'm so excited. Thank you. Let's take a short break here. When we come back, we do the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with the Punch. Major headline, Labour, states hold last-minute talks ahead Monday strike. NLC mobilizes for total shutdown, states hopeful of beating December 1 deadline. Port Harcourt Refinery, controversy surrounds NNPCL claim on operation. Tax, Northern senators regroup, bill scales second reading. NAFDAC mops up fake malaria drugs. Tinubu 6 France collaboration on food, security and education. Money laundering, US-based Nigerian may get 20-year jail term. Suspected herdsmen kill Ogun chief on farmland. Job creation not part of my mandate, Labour Minister. What stories are we starting with?
So let's start with these fake drugs because this is terrible. You know, human lives are at risk. National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control has alerted the public to the circulation of counterfeit Combia dispersible tablets in the country. Wow. The agency said it had alerted its offices nationwide to begin to mop up the immediate mop-up of the fake malaria drug manufactured by Strides Acolab Limited, based in India. This product was discovered in the FCD and in Rivers State, and they are trying to contain it so it doesn't spread to other states. They said that the laboratory report of the analysis carried out on the product revealed that it contained 0 active pharmaceutical ingredients. The product was also observed to have 2 different date markings.
Wow.
Yes, the NAFDAC database of registered products has confirmed that the product license had expired and the NAFDAC registration number on it is wrong and not for the product. This is worrisome. You know, this has to do with people's liver, people's kidney. Yeah. You know, people. This is just wickedness for how much?
Just because you want to make money.
Just because you want to make money.
Endanger people.
Yes. So they named the NAFDAC added that the product batch number is 7225119 with a NAFDAC registration number of A110299. So it's noted that everybody should look out for it. It's been manufactured by Acolab, Strides Acolab Limited, produced in India. So please look out for it when you're going to buy any malaria drug, please.
Buy any malaria drug that you buy, just look for the one that you can scratch.
Yes,
and scratch and send the code. It tells you immediately if it's authentic.
Yes. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I have the story from the Labour Minister about job creation. They said the Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Dingyadi, said Nigerians expecting his ministry to provide jobs will be disappointed because that is not part of its mandate. Said he is mindful of Nigeria's enormous youth population and the need to ensure gainful engagement, but the provision of employment for the youth is not their responsibility. So he said that their main task was to create an enabling environment and never to secure jobs for anybody. So I'm wondering the environment that he's trying to enable for. He now said that, okay, so he was now saying this was the reason why he even came on to the papers is because he said the former Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dare, before he left, was asking him to give him jobs. And he told him that they don't give jobs. So I think that's the reason why he came to the papers.
To talk about that. Yeah, the government cannot provide all the jobs that we need. They just need to create that environment so that businesses can thrive. When businesses thrive, you have how many employees, everybody's employing, and that reduces the burden on governments. They can't do everything. But I have a story.
So the armed forces of Nigeria are deepening the existing civil-military collaboration. They said in a bid to enhance security, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, yesterday said that the new system is a new operational model with a view of dealing with sub-regional peculiarities, because every region has its own unique challenges and how it must be dealt with. So there was this award of excellence at the 6th Annual Security and Emergency Management Award, SEMA, in Abuja, and they reiterated the need for whole of society approach to fighting insecurity. According to him, the current security challenges we're facing is very multifaceted, and that the complex in dimension and national security threats are different, and so they've assumed that effective collaboration is the way to deal with the issues better. He said that the event was, of course, organized independently. It's an event by Center for Crisis Communication and Image Merchant Promotion Limited. But one of the things I'm happy about is this, what they've just said. I hope they follow it up with action in terms of holistic approach towards dealing with the security challenge, because it really requires the entire society to effectively solve the security challenges that Nigeria is facing right now.
Yeah, so I have the major headline. The remaining states yet to implement the 70,000 minimum wage for workers are making last-minute moves to ensure the Nigerian Labour Congress does not embark on strike on Monday. They have warned about that. That's December 1st. So the states are yet to approve the monthly wages are Katsina, Cross River, and Zamfara. After the Imo State government sanctioned the implementation of 70,000 wage on Tuesday, so they have joined the people who are going to be giving it. It means 33 states and the Federal Capital Territory now have compiled the 2024 National Minimum Wage Act. Now, many states had agreed to pay above 70,000 naira. Starting point was Lagos and Rivers, offering the highest pay, that's about 85,000. Even Lagos announced to their workers that they could be smiling to the bank with like 100,000 naira monthly from the first quarter of 2025, depending on how the economy goes. Now, workers in Akwa Ibom, Enugu, Oyo, and Niger will be earning 80,000 naira, while Delta and Ogun State approved 77,000. Delta, why 77,000? Delta, why 77,000? Delta, why 77,000?
Your own people are
This is a shame now. And I know the allocation when they collect.
It has not paid yet.
It don't make sense now. When I get on, they collect, when they shop. Let me leave it. So, Ebonyi, Oshu, Benue, and KB states approved 75,000. Ondo 73,000, Kogi and Kaduna 72,000, Kano and Gombe 71,000. Then we have Abia, Adamawa, Anambra, Jigawa, and the rest of the states who said they are sticking to the 70,000 naira. And then NLC is warning the 3 states that have refused to acknowledge this one, Katsina, Zamfara, and Cross River, that they are going to be shutting down activities in the states from Monday. And the people of Cross River, I'm telling you,
I told you,
the people of
at all.
Imagine the people of Cross River said when they did the this May something like celebrating Nigeria at 60 what now 63
October
1st that they announced that they are going to be paying them 40,000 naira.
That's what they can afford.
I don't understand.
That's what they've been paying before the.
I don't understand.
God will help Nigeria.
Let's take a short break so that we'll drink water small. Don't break this table, it's too early. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Champs, they use energy at school.
Your champs need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast.
It has nutrients that support energy release.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose
to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better use of sports?
That woman.
Damn!
Today we'll go.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Vanguard now. Major headline, tax reform bills offer 55% to states in new sharing formula. Tokwe, did you take this story? It looks like the kind of story you can take. Polytechnic lecturers begin strike December 2. Bode Jot tackles on Nanuga for insulting Obasanjo. Tinubu to Macron, a starved nation won't care about weather environment. End bad governance, protest. Police killed 24 protesters in 6 states. That is according to the Amnesty International. FIFA ranking, Super Eagles drop 8 places after loss to Rwanda. What stories do we have in the Vanguard?
Sorry, I missed a story in the Punch, and I think it's very important. They said suspected herdsmen kill a chief in Ogun State. The members of the Okeaha local government of Imekwafon local government area, Okeaha village of the Imekwafon local government area of Ogun State were left in shock as the community chief, Uguleye Ali Egbe, was discovered on his farmland, shot multiple times in the pool of his blood on Wednesday afternoon around. They said in the afternoon they found him in the pool of his blood. The police commissioner, the police command in Ogun State has confirmed the killing, and they are saying that an anonymous source said it was carried out by herdsmen, and that it was they've killed a lot of people within that community between farmer-herder clash. Now, I mentioned on TV that there were herdsmen on my land, and they had cattle, and we told them to leave, and they left.
They left?
And there was no harm, no casualty. My staffs went there twice, did video. These people did not hurt them. They are criminals. They are not. They are criminals and they are headsmen.
Oh,
we should stop lumping them together.
Yes.
And the way we push this story out there, my staff were scared before they don't enter inside. The second time they went, they said, do video. These people are just normal. Many of the headsmen are just normal farmers.
Yes.
And because we've labeled them based on media, doesn't mean every headsman is a killer. You know, but in this particular story, In the particular story, they said that the police has done investigation. We need the police investigation to be conclusive.
Yeah.
They said the conclusion, what they found out was he was shot in the chest, resulting in his death. They taking photographs. They took his corpse to the police, to the mortuary, Ayetoro General Hospital mortuary for an autopsy, and that they have commenced preliminary investigation to apprehend the perpetrators, and the area is under surveillance. We don't know. So usually this is where the story ends. We will never find out who actually killed the person. Yeah. So the what will be left in the mind of people is killer headsmen. They even put Fulani, they say Fulani headsmen, the Fulani kidney, like
really wrong.
We need to investigate so that it will stop. We will know who killed who kidnapped who, and not just label a group of people and turn them into criminals when they are just.
Because that's just putting the good ones, their lives are.
I like the way you elaborated.
Well, do we have another story?
Yeah, so I have the story of the Amnesty International, where they said the police killed 24. They said the Amnesty accused Nigerian police of killing 24 protesters in 6 northern states during the nationwide Edbad governance protest between August 1st and 10th of August. They said that the Nigerian authorities failed to respect and ensure the rights of freedom of expression, and also they restricted the protesters to certain places, especially in Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. And also, they are now saying that that's one of the guys said, his name is Sanusi, said Kano has highest number of casualties with 12 persons, 3 killed in Borno, Jigawa, and Niger, while 2 were killed in Kaduna and 1 killed in Katsina, respectively. But they are now saying that the President, Bola Tinubu, and his government must conduct prompt, thorough, independent, impartial, transparent, and effective investigations into the allegations of human rights violations during the Edbad, during this protest, and ensure that those that they find responsible are identified and brought to justice in fair trials, and also that there should be effective remedies for victims and their families. So let's see how that's what do you want.
So the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, yesterday announced that it will begin a 2-week warning strike beginning from December 2nd, 2024, over the inability of the government to resolve its 11-item demands. Some of the defining resolutions of their union's 111th NEC was issuance of the 15-day ultimatum to the government to address some of the issues, and some of the issues here are that they include sustained reports of impunity and disrespect of clear provisions of the Federal Polytechnics Act, different edicts establishing state-owned institutions and other instruments of governance in the sector, particularly as it affects appointment of principal officers in federal and state-owned polytechnics, as well as other items of governance in politics. They also said that there was a solid display of the Governing Council of the Federal Polytechnics, NECADE, the appointment process that was carried out in recruiting a new rector, that it was not in line with the acts of the polytechnics. And they named a lot, but then one that also came to my attention was the non-capturing of the peculiar academic allowance of members for sustained payments in the planned post-IPPIS era, and refusal of most state-owned polytechnics to implement the 35-25% salary review for members, and non-release of the arrest of same in federal polytechnics, amongst others. So they have like an 11-item that they want met. So I just feel that the government should negotiate with them, and the 15 days is not enough time for the government to meet everything.
Yeah.
But then if they have
time frame.
Yeah, but if they have an act that guides them, I believe that before they can appoint somebody, those acts or edicts should be followed. Yeah. That's just the right thing to do.
Okay, let's move on now to the New Telegraph. You have a
yes, I want to take the tax reform story, because the tax reform story has elicited a lot of engagement, especially even from the lawmakers, who some agree and some disagree. Senator Ndume, of course, kicks against it, but Bamidele, Musa, Dixon, Moro are supporting the bill, because there's going to be a reduction. That's the part that I'm interested in company income tax from 30% to 25%, and an increase for the state governors to get about 55% in the new sharing formula, and zero VAT rather, on exports and essential commodities. They said to have more clarity on this, they've invited the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, and the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue, FIRS, Dr. Zach Adedeji, to the plenary to explain more about the tax reform. The Senate president already said that whatever happens, they are going to put the interest of Nigerians at heart, and that they will do what is good for Nigerians. I just feel like this is the first time we're having a proper holistic tax reform in many years, and the lawmakers should take time to understand it before rejecting it.
Yeah, amazing. So let's move on now to the New Telegraph. This may likely be the last paper for today. Major headline: Paris. Tinubu calls for more investments in food security, solid minerals, and others. We have a story here, CDS. We are deepening civil-military relations to enhance national security. Our location, our determination destroyed enemies' Black Christmas plot. This is according to Fubara. Alleged abuse of office. Ex-CBN governor's aide testifies in court. Details of $400,000 transaction. Biafra. Finnish court sets May 2025 deadline for Simon Ekpa's trial. We have another story here, tax reform bills, invitation of experts by National Assembly in order. That's according to Akpabio. Police kill 24, detained 1,200 end bad governance protesters, says Amnesty International. Census delay hindering Nigeria's progress. That's according to the MPC. While polytechnic lecturers are embarking on warning strike by Sharma, Ondo Guba tribunal yet to receive petitions, and minimum wage 70,000 may not buy tissue paper in the next 5 years, according to the NLC. Who took that story?
I did.
So what do we have in the papers?
The National Population Commission, we're just talking about census and data collection, has decried the delay in the conduct of national population and housing census, saying it posed a challenge to government's intervention in specific demographic groups. Because, you know, if you can remember, last year they were meant to conduct a census by the past administration, but then the past administration also cancelled it.
Shifted it?
Yeah, shifted it, yes. So they're saying that the commission's chairman, Nasir Kwara, has stated that this, has described that this delay in conducting the population and housing census is a setback to Nigeria's progress, because in terms of home budgeting, in terms of allocation, in terms of everything for its citizens, because there's no reliable and accurate census for the fundamental information and rights of its citizens. No accuracy in anything, so it just doesn't make sense. I think this is like you know, like how we're talking about like the DPV and the NI and everything is supposed to be synced.
Data.
We haven't synced data. We don't know how many we are. We don't even know what's going on. That's sad.
Yes. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday at the prestigious Palais d'Elysée told France President Emmanuel Macron that a starved nation will not care about weather or environment, and that in the 21st century, no child should go to bed hungry. So President Tinubu, at a high-profile meeting with President Macron, also affirmed Nigeria's strong commitment to enhancing cooperation in key sectors such as food security, energy, solid minerals, education, and defense. And at a joint press conference, the president highlighted the vast yet untapped potential within Nigeria's agricultural sector and beckoned on international investors to capitalize on the nation's welcoming investment climate. So the full story is that Nigeria is flourishing in the financial sector, which is a facilitator for foreign investment, particularly from French enterprise, as part of helping to boost the food security. Now, he says financial sector is evolving and flourishing in the country. Now, they are also creating grounds for investment in Nigeria's economy for French nationals to come in, especially in the area of food security. He says our responsibility to put together a food security program for the private sector to come and invest in the country. So he's calling on everyone to come in, that they are working on stability and they are getting closer and closer to that, so that people can flourish and then there will be enough food for Nigerians to eat. Yep. We have another story before we go?
Okay, so I have the story of the 70,000 minimum wage, where he said it's not going to be enough to buy tissue paper. He's actually talking about some states who are still paying. He said the president of Nigerian Labour Congress, that's Comrade J. Ajero, he said the current economic realities and the 70,000 approved by president, it's not even matching. He may not even be able to buy tissue, toilet paper in the next. So he's now saying that they can't even go to the table to increase the minimum wage. Meanwhile, some states are not even paying yet. He cited one state, Zamfara State. He said Zamfara State that they started paying 30,000. Before they were paying 18,000, but now they started paying 30,000. Exactly. So they are saying that they are going to start a strike December 1st, but it's not a general strike. it's going to be a state-to-state strike. That means those states that are not paying the 70,000, they are the ones that are going to go on strike.
So those are, they've listed the 3 states now. Cross River is there, Zamfara is there. There's another state.
There's another state.
Katsina is there, 3 of them. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper segment. When we come back, the show continues afterwards. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
by 220 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. I choose to close the show. Ladies
and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say a recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they're for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person I used to spoil?
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment, Pure Entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially... TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful,
Staying with us. So on this segment, the ladies of Your View will be narrating a game-changer story that has defined moments and shaped their lives and careers, and will be highlighting personal stories of resilience, determination, and achievements of what once seemed impossible. The game changer begins. We're starting with Ramatu this morning. Ramatu, what is your game changer story?
Okay, so my game changer, when I was in Kada City, that is Kaduna, we call it Croc City. You know, Kada means crocodile. So, yeah. So when I was in Kada City, I used to do buying and selling. I buy stuff and resell. So when I got married and moved to Lagos, I now switched from, I continued with the retailing, but when I came, I looked at the environment. I now noticed that the environment is very good for manufacturing, so I switched into manufacturing. Now I'm a manufacturer.
Amazing.
So the environment and the decision, it helped me to take good decisions to move to a bigger and a better kind of business. So I'm now a manufacturer. That was a game changer. That was a game-changing moment for me.
Wow. Amazing. Well done.
When people change the environment and their brain shuts down.
Yeah.
Your own brain opened up.
It opened up the environment.
This place saw the opportunities in that environment. Talk about what's your game changer story?
I think I shared. I was trying to think of what I can call game changing story for me, game changer story. But I remember that my banter could be a game changer, because the reason I started, I know many companies are doing agric on their real estate, but I started doing real estate, agric in my real estate, because I had a major challenge where people encroached on my land and I did not find out early. So someone came into my estate and took out my signboard, put their own signboard. I think I got to know about it the 3 or 4 days after. And I felt that if I was farming, many customers buy the land, but they don't use their land.
Yeah.
They keep it to
for
sell
years.
later.
Yeah.
If I'm farming on the land, there will always be somebody living on the land. I wouldn't need to pay security man. So the sweet corn is in another estate where we are not even really doing agric there, but the security man is collecting salary every month. I just said, please give him
corn to
let's buy sweet corn seedlings for him. Let him plant sweet corn instead of just collect salary and not doing anything. Just be monitoring the sweet corn. And that's how we now have
harvest.
So it's game changing, because I decided not to let the challenges shrink me, but find innovative ways to expand the solution and opportunities. Mary, anyhow, I'm trying to still get my sweet corn.
Beautiful. But it's actually a game changer story.
Yeah.
Now, you not only buy the land,
Yeah.
you know that something is coming till the year you are ready to build whatever you want to build on your land. That's a very good one. Well done, Tope. Amaka Orakwe, what changed your game?
I'm in awe. I'm inspired to be seated with these game changers. You
said it and did it.
That's my life. We have a game-changing story.
I'm ashamed of you.
Anyways, you should not mind me. So when I moved back to work in Nigeria, I've always been the fashion queen, now to style myself. Then I'll go for meetings and people always say, oh, I like this, I like that. Then I'll travel. And I noticed I was constantly carrying excess
bags for people.
For people, please shop for me, please do for me the house girl work. One day I sat and I said, no, people cannot be getting this thing for free. My entrepreneurial cap just came up. And then a younger Lagos came about. And then, that's my game-changing story. And I hope I inspired you.
I'm always inspired. I'm always inspired. So, I've always been in a line where I had to teach based off of some of the knowledge and experiences that I had. And I remember when the very first time I met Lanre Olushola on the show. He came on the show, and then after the show we had a conversation. I was like, what do you do aside from TV? And I said, okay, I do this relationship talk. I started on radio, and now I just go on, I used to call it the car series on my YouTube channel at the time. I'll just go there and talk about relationships and all of that. I really want to do this relationship thing. And he looked at me again, not because I don't like it. I still have a lot of clients who come to me for relationship coaching. I do it actively, just I'm not shouting about it. But it's because I felt like my relationship will be on the spotlight. People will not be looking at how I talk to my husband or how I do this. People have a way of, hey, you that you're teaching somebody, I hope your relationship is cool and all of that. So I didn't want to put my husband in that space. That was why I left it publicly. I still do active relationship coaching. I have clients on that. They know, when they hear me, they know that you have a skill in this area, so they still come. But then I decided to now, niche into personal development. It moved into spiritual development. It moved into awareness. So that idea of sitting down to learn the proper skills to monetize your gifts is a game changer in anything you want to do in life. In anything you want to do in life, your ability to sit down, to persevere, to learn it is not just I have a talent. Are you skilled in that talent? Can your talent stand the test of time? Because on many occasions you will be tired. You want to give up. You feel like nothing is happening. I remember the first class I called. I did not have customers or clients, And Topper was like, it doesn't matter. Put another class. It doesn't matter. Put another class. And now when I call for classes, people are signing up before the class comes because they have seen that progress over time. So learning a skill is very important in any gifts that you have, whether it's natural or whether it's something you're interested in. It's important that you learn that skill. It's usually a game changer, and it sets you apart. It just sets you apart. I think that's cool for our game-changing story today. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll find some gist and just tantalize the people a bit. Stay with us.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars,
So let me go and look for my jammies. Also,
by 20 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. I close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some sports.
That woman.
Damn.
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental.
Welcome back. So a psychiatrist, Dr. Adeoyo Yewole, has raised concerns about the mental health challenges faced by married men in Nigeria, which he attributes partly to lack of support from their spouses. According to him, many married men are depressed and passively committing suicide because their wives don't show sufficient support in fending for the family. What are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation on 081-0764-1679 or 09024-163440. Tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So, this psychiatrist has said that many men are facing passive suicide because their wives are not supporting them enough. And I would have wished that the sort of support he was talking about was elaborated, because I know how women have also complained that their men are not supporting them enough. So if we have like an outline of the sort of support we expect from the man, the sort of support we expect from the woman, then we can now check, is it, you know, does it match? Are we supporting? Do we need to do better in these areas? But, you know, with this general, you know, conversation, what do you think about it?
In the story, he specifically talked about the financial aspect.
Okay, money.
He stressed about the financial aspect of it all. And me, what I'm going to say is this, is that, first of all, in this African mentality, most men are not vocal with what they are going through.
Okay.
Most times, most men are not vulnerable. They are not able to explain to their wives if they are going through stuff and what they are going through and where they need help. They always try to muzzle up and say, oh, I'll do it, I can do it. And meanwhile, you can see that they are struggling and all. And even sometimes when you offer to help, they'll tell you, no, don't worry, I can handle it and all. I know of a friend who lost his job. He couldn't even tell his wife.
Whoa.
But he was waking up every morning and going to work.
You
wake up in the morning, you go to work according to him, and he was going nowhere. But he couldn't bring himself to tell his wife that, look, I've lost my job.
Why?
That's the thing. It's because, I don't know, there's a burden on them. Like, there's this pressure on men, you know, that they are the ones that have to make sure that they bring things to the table, as they have to take care of their family and all. So I think because of that pressure, they are not vulnerable enough to say whatever it is, or if they are going through stuff. It's always very, very difficult for them to express themselves in that aspect and all. And then sometimes, since this feminism came, men have taken it, in fact, they are giving it a different meaning. Yes, they're giving it a different meaning and all. Feminism is just a woman just coming out of herself and being a better version of herself. And being a better version of herself, she will help you in areas of decision making and all of that. But the men have taken it differently and all. And most times, some women are scared of, you know, supporting the man financially, because he said financially, because like yesterday, you guys took a topic, polygamous in nature. So, if I'm going to talk about myself now, you are the type that will, maybe there's a possibility of you bringing in another wife. Depends on the areas that I can help you when it comes to the children, maybe, but when it comes to some certain things in the house, like for example, maybe rent or something, I'll just allow you to do that.
Because you're the man?
Yes, because you're the man. And if the fear of, after investing or putting properties together, and
another person will not come and chop.
Another person will come and then come and enjoy the whole thing. You see, that's where, so I think some women are scared of investing in that kind of, you know, helping men when they think of those kind of things. And then you know how men are always, how men side chick here and there. So you now think that when you are helping in the house,
go and support side chick.
Exactly. And the side chicks are not funny. They are not easy. They are the ones carrying the iPhone 16. They are the ones
going straight.
All of those things. And then you are now the one taking care of the house. You know.
So I'm taking care of you and your side chick. Without my knowledge.
Yes. So, you know, I don't like when people spew information without proper data, and sort of like incomplete generalization. Because in Nigeria of today, or even just talk about generally, we have more financially supporting women than we've ever had before. More women. We have a larger number of empowered women, married, than we've ever had in history. More women are educated, more women are getting good jobs, more women are working really hard and being financially independent, and more women are supporting their men than ever before. So, Oga, who did you ask question? Who are the ones coming to
give you data?
Who gave you data? Because the reality is exactly opposite of what you're reflecting. Of course, there will be some men who would say that their wives are not supporting them financially, and those men who will say that are men who have not effectively built those relationships. If you have nurtured a woman, it is in a woman's DNA.
Yes, so naturally.
To multiply what you give to her. So you have given her suffering and hardship. Sorry, that's why you are going through what you are going through. But if you are giving a woman love, and you are giving and you're communicating where you are, the woman will go through Like, you know, when a woman, we are all women, when women want to give birth, the process of raising a fetus into a child inside you, if a woman doesn't have food, if she hasn't eaten, the fetus will take from her blood. Yes. It will take calcium from her bone. It would draw everything. So a woman's nature would empty herself and die to take care of who she loves. Yes, that is how a woman is wired. So if a woman in your life cannot empty herself for you, look at yourself again. Exactly. I am tired of people blaming women for everything. The children did not work out well. Where is her mother? The marriage failed. Where is the wife? The house is empty. Where is the woman? My gas cooker has not been working. My husband called someone to service it. And he said, you did not even thank me. I said, Mark, it's your house. It's your gas. He said, but is it not your job to do? I said, no. It's not my, you shall not kill this woman. It's not your job. And he was looking at me very strangely because of the way I dramatized that. He said, you're not on your view. I said, I know, but still, it is not, it's not a woman's duty because kitchen is a woman's place. I said, no, kitchen is human beings' place because kitchen produces food. And food is what human beings eat. So please, thou shalt not kill the women for not noticing how to fix or call somebody to fix the gas. You just bust laugh. Let's be inside the kitchen, but it's just the pressure they put on women too much. You did not communicate. A woman is not a mind reader. I cannot know what you're going through if you don't tell me. So it's important that our men express themselves and show love because in most cases, a woman will multiply it for you. Like I did not say in all cases, in most cases, it would help you get better about what you're doing.
I like that. Amaka, what are your thoughts?
So I agree with you totally, you know, like that when you give a woman something, she multiplies. Women are natural. So if you've put in, you're going to get out something, you know, when it comes to women. But then I also want to talk about the fact that men, especially African men, not just even African men, men generally are not brought up to speak out, to be expressive. You understand? You find that most men that are expressive learn to do that, or it's a personality or character trait that that society couldn't really suppress that much, right? Or they have a very confident personality, so they know themselves. But most men can't express what they're going through. Like yesterday, my banter, I talked about the God factor because we were having conversations yesterday around a lot of things. And a friend of mine was telling me how his daughter has been 11 years in remission, cancer. So she had cancer since she was a baby. Yes, and then the cancer, she went to remission. It came back 3 different times. And halfway a whole year, they were living in the hospital. Then his mother was sick with lung cancer, was in another hospital. How he had to like shuttle, go to visit the daughter, the mother, go to work. He was having an MPA then and provide. And he was someone that wasn't expressive. He couldn't talk. He wasn't talking. And one morning he woke up and stretched, and next thing he landed on the ground. He passed out. And then he had the stroke. Yes. Yes. So, and this is not just this one person, because he was telling me another story of another of his friend. So men go through so much. Through so much, and they internalize. And most men don't cry. And it's okay to tell men and to tell the boy child that it's okay to cry. It's okay to let out. It's okay to be it's okay to be expressive because crying is healing. Crying helps you just deflect and just say, I feel better. You understand? So more men should be encouraged as a woman. In supporting your husband, in supporting your partner, you need to encourage. You can see that men struggle with this. So maybe we now as women, need to now encourage whoever we are with to understand, to speak up. Maybe we can go an extra mile to ask, how are you? How was your day? What's going on with you, right? Or maybe when you're with somebody or you've lived with somebody, you've been with somebody for a while, from the person, even if the person is not speaking out, from their behavioral pattern, from their facial expressions, from maybe them withdrawing or being quieter than normal, not eating, you would know that something is going on. So maybe we as women, we need to maybe go an extra mile to actually show more concern or, really look into what's going on with the man. Because really, most men are collapsing. Most men, there's a high risk of them having stroke and people passing out. But when it comes to the finances, like you said, for example, in the north, where you're scared that if you're going to put in something, someone else is going to enjoy it. It's just only natural for you to want to take a step back and be careful. But then it's also important, where it's now important, and the onus is on the man to give the woman the wall of protection for her to be her best self, even in sharing her finances. Even like, for example, having a court wedding already guarantees the woman that what we have belongs to us.
Yeah, so we have live events going on. Akwa Ibom First Lady Burial. It's happening today, 29th November, time 10 a.m., location in Sit Ubiom, and it's going to be happening for like 2 hours. So I'm sure they'll be taking us out of, yes. But if you're online, you'll still be getting it. I've heard you people, but I feel like we're putting a lot of responsibility on the women. Too much responsibility on the women. That's my own personal thought. Because we know men most of the time are not vulnerable. But how do you marry someone for companionship and you cannot share? So they raised me from my own house, and as they were raising me, they were teaching me how to take care of you, how to do this. When those kind of comments they pass, you're a woman. Don't sit like that. Yeah, is that how you're going to serve your husband food? Blah blah blah. That's intertwined in our own raising when they are raising girls, right? And then I come to you as my partner. You're a full-blown human being. I'm a full-blown human being. We meet, then I start raising you again. I'm raising children. So I'm raising you to be able to talk to me. You don't know you're supposed to talk to me. So what conversations are we having while we're dating? If you see me as somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you cannot share with me when you have a problem, so why am I there? Why do you bring me? Just to birth your children? You should be able to share with your wife. That story that you gave where the man... and I've heard that story several years. It happens. You lose your job as a man, and then your wife is not aware that you have lost your job. So is that one ego or what? It does not being not able to be vulnerable. That's just ego for whatever reason. Probably the idea, what's this thing? How about shame? No, aside from shame, there's this thing some men do. Let me not generalize here. They want to show like they're larger than life. I've got it covered. Now, when something bad now happens, you want to keep up that face. It's shame. It's actually shame. Yes, but why would you be ashamed? The scripture said, and two of us shall lie together and not be ashamed.
Oh, my sister, let's talk about ourselves because we are good women. Okay. Now, I know that anybody that catch a makana, you have married way. Trust me, you don't have a problem.
Thanks, babe.
But there are some women that even you, as a woman, you will be shy. Will embarrass you. I know. I have met women. I have had conversation, and the woman was telling me, a fellow woman like me, telling me what she said to her husband, and I was pitying the husband. Like, hey, the person will marry you don't get problem. Oh. Even if you did not have problem outside, you are a problem, because it is just the way she's wired. So that's scenario we might not be able to understand it because of who we are and the relationships and how we've been brought up. But some women actually have become bottlenecks to their partner's success, and they cannot say anything because anything you say or do will be used against you forever and ever. That's how some women operate. The day you say you are vulnerable or you say something, or even do you know how some women mock their men on the days they cannot perform in the other room? Or provide, as in they will mock the man forever. So when you marry such a woman, you will learn to be careful. Sadly, even if you don't marry such a woman, or you were brought up by such a woman, which is something else. Some men were brought up by women who nag, who complain, who never forget when they do something for
their fathers.
So they never want to be in that situation again. So the reason they are holding on is not because they married a bad wife. Is that I don't want to find out. Let me just keep it to myself. And that's carrying trauma that is not your experience into.
We have a call on the line, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra.
So, in my own opinion, there are some men that are not supportive of their wife.
Okay.
Yes. I actually have a friend, and she has been disturbing her husband to please open a business for her, that she wants to start a business, and the man says no. And this guy has reduced his money. I want to start up something. Give me money. The man says no.
So what did she do?
She has to let go to do a few tips.
Why did she let go if she really wanted it?
She's doing one small thing.
Are you there? I wanted to put her on the spot now. Yes. So you ask for. See, this life, we just have to give ourselves brain. You ask for money from your husband to start up a business. It's not that he told you, don't ever work in my house, because there are men that say, don't work in my house. I grew up having to, see that around my environment. Nobody works when you come to the house. Daddy is there to provide everything. So you know from the beginning. But this one, you are allowed to work, but you ask me for money. And I say, I'm not giving you money. And you leave the business. You're not ready to do the business now. Yes, is it me that gave you vision? Yes. You have to prove to me as your husband that you actually have a vision. And you have this drive to pursue the business. I've asked for money for business. So they did not give me. And I did not sit down. I found a way to do that business. By the time I came back to ask, I was presenting, this is what I have made from this business. Ogbeni, add your own. Yes. He had no choice than to add his own. So sometimes we, on both sides now, so this is not just about the men or the women, sometimes we leave what we're supposed to do and leave it for the next person and feel is your responsibility. Do it for me. If you don't do it for me, you don't love me. What are you doing to show that I can actually handle this business? You may have seen how you are spending money in the house. They give you money to cook soup. There's no crayfish inside the soup. There's no poroko inside the soup. You say money is finished and you want to collect money from business. That's how.
When I used to coach women when they want to start a business, I usually ask them, what capital do you have? What capital do you have? Your own personal money. How much do you have? Most of the time they'll tell me that they don't have, but they are going to ask their husbands. I was like, you have to start. When you start, the man will be encouraged. So now put something for you to go on and continue. I think we should start talking about how we can make our men talk to us, be open, because I think more than, if we are going to give statistics, let's say like more than 90% of men don't really talk to their wife. So
when they see all these men,
there are plenty. They don't express themselves. Especially when they are angry or when they are going through stuff, especially at work and a lot of things. They don't really express themselves. So let's talk about how we can make our men to be able to talk to us. First, number one, when they are talking to us, at least
let me hold those points. I'll come back to you. We have Joshua on the line. Good morning, Joshua, from the United Kingdom. Good morning. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ladies. How are you this morning?
We're doing amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about your topic of today. Yeah, I just want to make a comment about what you ladies are discussing this morning.
Go ahead, we can hear you. Don't listen to the TV, just talk. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. You see, this topic that you ladies have been taking this weekend, so very interesting.
Okay.
Like the one about you ladies did yesterday. It was so very, very. The topic you ladies are taking.
We lost him. So you were giving us points on how to make our men.
So make our men. Okay, first of all, we need to learn how to listen.
Okay.
Sometimes most women don't know how to listen. We don't really, we listen to respond instead of listening to just understand where the person is coming from or what the person is trying to say. Most times we listen to respond. And sometimes I always say this thing, like that's what I use in my own, when somebody talks to you, is talking to you, sometimes you don't have to reply that very day. If you don't have any response or if what you are going to say is not going to be the solution to the problem, just don't say anything that day and don't say anything the next day until when you know that you are going to be able to say the message in a calm and a more understanding way, then you can now voice out your own opinion. Most times, most men, they want to bring their own opinion and they want it to just stay. You understand? Everybody should follow what they are saying, which is okay. But then, don't argue at that spot. Because that is where, because sometimes I've been trying to understand whenever men say women don't respect them. I've been trying to understand where, it's because you are replying immediately. And then when you reply, sometimes, it starts...
Reply from your emotions, from the way the thing is hitting you.
I think you need to sit down, reflect, think about what they have just said to you until you have something constructive or something, a better solution.
It's both ways too.
That's where...
Men, when you say constructive, you might have something constructive, but the man wouldn't hear because in that moment he's expressing his emotion. So I love what you said, that we should advise, in advising women to solicit. I know that we always say you cannot change a man, but you can provide a nurturing environment for him. Women should not make the environment toxic, and we should read. I know that this is contrary to what I say, just because I want to support your point, because I know there are women in this situation. I always tell my husband, I don't read body language.
Yes,
I don't read minds.
Yes, you should tell me. I don't assume.
Speak English. But I think that women need to become more sensitive to
reading body language now.
Body language. I read body language, but I tell him I don't read it. So let me just say the truth. I read it. I know when he's doing somehow. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on at work? Because I know what he's doing. Some women don't actually know what their husband is doing. Like what they are doing. They don't know enough about their husband's business to know how to ask questions, to solicit details, because he might be going through something. Whenever rain falls and thunder is striking, my husband's business is facing one battle or the other, because CCTV will go off, and he has a contract to monitor a multinational CCTV. So he's calling his staff to say, go and check on it, all of that. So I know that when that is happening, my job is not to be asking or bringing bills or anything.
At that
it's
time,
to offer solace and comfort and say, don't worry, to be fine, but you're used to this thing. So we must also become sensitive, so that we are not a source of problem, but a source of solace.
Yeah, we have another, the same caller. Joshua is back. Good morning, Joshua. Can we hear you now?
It's good that you ladies bring this topic, because a lot of men and women these days at age are going through a lot of things in life. You see, men, we are wired differently from you ladies.
Yeah.
The issue about marriage, supporting each other as a spouse. Sometimes we men, we are so afraid of expressing ourselves to our women, because sometimes women are very, very delicate. You cannot really know what to tell them that will anger them. You cannot really, because I've been married for 30 years now. And I've been with my wife. We've known each other for 40 years. And ever since then, I've not really been able to master who she really is in terms of expressing myself fully.
Wow. How many years?
Yeah.
Why? You did not study her properly? It's your fault. You didn't study her.
I did support her. She's a full housewife.
Okay.
I told her when I got married to her, I don't allow my women to work, but I will support everything you want. I will do everything for you. But please, if you have any issue, share it with me. I am the head of the house. I'm made to provide for the house. But I still need your support too. The support I need from you is for both of us to understand each other. If you have anything that is bothering you, let me know. If I have anything bothering me, I will express myself. Don't use it against me. It's not the best thing for you to use my weakness against me. But you see, this is an age. Our women and our men, they need a understanding before a marriage can really work out. And pressure, this financial pressure presently in Nigeria, I cannot really say there's a particular solution to what people are going through.
Yeah.
But to me, I would prefer, I would say, let us both, if we are married, let us be committed to one another. And see which way to help each other. Men are going through a lot. As a man, the culture we believe in is that we are supposed to provide for everything in the house.
Yeah.
It's not always like that. You ladies should try and be helping us sometimes.
We do, plenty times. We just don't make noise about it.
Plenty times. Like Papa said, the house rent has to be paid. No, the other lady said, the house rent, a man should pay the house rent. It's not every man that can afford all that stuff.
Yeah, true.
But the beauty of life is this, yeah? I think we need more counseling.
Yes, I agree.
Well, now they agree come now. You guys don't come for counseling.
No, that's a topic, sir.
You men don't come for counseling.
No. You guys can go for counseling and share with us.
Oh no! I cannot believe this.
People have pushed us out to look for money.
No, we are looking for money too.
We are tired. So if you can go and do it and come.
No, Joshua, I disagree with Mr. Joshua. Joshua, thank you for this, but I disagree.
This is a hot topic.
It's a very big hot topic, and we'll chill a little. When we come back, we'll continue on this. So I disagree with Mr. Joshua. Coming back to talk to Mr. Joshua. Let's take a short break. We'll be back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I choose to close the show here for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musiki.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say a recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Welcome back. We're still discussing the topic where it seemed like many women are not so supportive of their husbands, which is leading them to committing suicide. And we're trying to dissect the issues to see that women are supportive, men are supportive, but we just need to do more to help one another. Amaka had a point.
Yes, so I'm happy. I wanted to say something, and then the caller, okay, and so I'm happy that both of us were in tune with one another, because I wanted to say that you need to understand that what most men believe that they bring to the table, the only thing that most of them feel they bring to the table is money. Women are multifaceted. Most men are not. So they feel like that for them, this is everything. So when they lose that, they feel they have nothing. You understand? So you need to understand as in how they are wired. And like I keep saying, like I'm someone that if I'm with somebody, I expect you to, unfortunately, nobody is a vampire or a witch or wizard, but I expect you to be a witch and wizard. I expect you to read my mind. Unfortunately, that's me. But luckily for me, I've always found people that read my mind, which is a wizard. Because I want you to look at this face all the time. I want you to know the tone of my voice. When you call me, if something is off, if you really care about me and you're sensitive, you will know. And if I really care about you and I'm sensitive, I will know.
Yeah, true.
Just from your voice. Just from how the tone of the conversation picks up, or how you know when your partner is not okay, if you care. And women most times that might pretend like, I don't know, like Tobe knows that she's a mind reader, but she acts like that she's not a mind reader. Do you understand? But the most important is that men fill up your women. When you fill a woman up, all these issues, as far as she's a good woman, certain things will not be a problem and will not be discussed. Yeah. So let me leave the floor for you guys to talk about the counseling and everything you want to talk about that he knows.
Yes, but hold on. Let's take Shuaibu, then I come to talk about. Good morning, Shuaibu. Good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Thank you very much, please. Yes, I want to contribute to this program. When it comes to women supporting their husband, maybe out of 100%, you may get 2.5, maybe 2% of women that are supporting their husband.
Really?
Yes, that is the truth. Because honestly, a woman can, or a wife will ask her husband for money. The man will not think twice. He can even say, how much do you need? He can present all the needs that she requires. But when a man has a problem and then he asks your wife, she will think 1,000 times before she will give the money. Or at times,
to be sure that you need it now.
Now, that is the truth. So honestly, when it comes to financial commitment, women are so delicate, just like what Joshua has said. That's why not even delicate, they are so dangerous when it comes to the issue of money. So to me, I only urge men, responsible men, to work hard, because don't kill yourself, don't commit suicide. Because if you think that you need financial help from women, honestly speaking, you will die before your time.
No, that's the generalization we're talking about, sir. I beg to disagree here.
It's not generalization. It is the truth. It's what is happening. Because when it comes to the issue of support, honestly, women, they don't give much in that area. But you can see a man can go to any length, pay school fees of children, pay this, that, pay that. When the children are grown, they will say, oh, these are my children. This is the same women that are benefiting from the children, even more than the father. Women that know that. So you can see this is the reason that most men die before their time. They will spend much of their money on training up their children, and then the women will sit down when the children are grown up. Maybe they have gotten a better job. That is the time that they will not embrace the children. These are my children. These are my children. How many fathers are benefiting from their children? So we have to put this into consideration for the truth.
Thank you, Shuaibu. I have a lot of points to puncture what you've said, but let me leave it first.
I think it's the way, the cultural, there's a cultural difference. Okay. There's a major cultural difference. I can't generalize regarding the North. From what I know, which is very limited, the Northern women are more kept. And when even though they might earn money or have ways they earn money, the responsibility and cultural responsibility of financial responsibility is that it should be with the man. So it doesn't come, it doesn't even occur to her to do, but I can speak confidently for the West that women are actively supporting their husbands. And in my circle, it's almost like once I have it is his own. Yes. Once he has it is my own in my circle. So if I'm using my own circle and the people I see and the marriages I observe, I would say men and women are like 50-50. Yeah. In the 100 in the relationship.
Yeah, you're right.
So but I'm sure for some other persons that's not their reality, and so I don't want to seem like we're generalizing on their behalf. But here is something that occurred to me: that many women would withhold their money from the men because if they feel the man might be cheating.
Before.
Whether fact or not.
Yeah. Before.
Many women will withhold their money because for a woman, before she will spend her money on a man, an outside man, her children would have eaten. Yes. They would have been well clothed, but we've seen men whose wives and children are suffering, and their side chick is flexing. They are drinking beer, but there's no food at home. They are drinking beer, but the children at home don't have protein in their food. So because a woman is wild like that, the responsibility is first on, let me take care of my immediate need. If I give a man, he might go outside if there's no trust. So if you feel like your woman has money and is not giving you, maybe there's a gap in trust. You might not be cheating, but she's suspecting you. Yes. And that's the reason she's not opening up. So if you let her know that you are not cheating and you have no plans, if you have plans for second wife or you already have second wife, no man that has second wife should be complaining that the woman is not supportive. Because the fact that you have a second wife already means that you have split the family.
Let me give you a scenario.
You can take care of
second wife wants to buy hair and comes to need money to buy hair, and you don't have money, and you say, okay, don't worry, I'm coming. And then you go to first wife
and that one
and
gives
you say,
you money.
hey, there's no money for my business, so I want to do. And she gives you money, carry the money and go and give to second wife to buy hair, to please the second wife. That's the scenario playing
in the woman's mind.
Woman's head. Exactly. And that's why they will not give you that money. But let's even break this down, because there was something Amaka. Okay, should I do the caller first or do I do Amaka first? Let's do Amaka first. So Amaka had said earlier that men feel like it's only the financial aspects that they bring to the table. And because of that, when they lose that, it feels like they have lost themselves. It feels like they are useless. I've seen a lot of men who've lost their jobs and they look like the world has ended. I'm just so useless. What am I now there for? And the question is it only money that men bring to the table? What exactly do men, every time they talk about this table, is women they're asking, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring? The last person that asked that kind of question to, I say, I'm the table, please. I am the table. If you don't want to carry me, leave it, I am the table. But we really don't ask men what they bring to the table, because it seems like it's only the woman who's coming into a marriage that should be bringing something. The prize already is the man. So when you're coming to meet your prize, you should be coming with something. You don't come empty-handed. But I think men should also begin to ask themselves, what do I bring to the table? Aside from the financial aspects. Because men and women are working hard. Women bring money to the table. Women bring money to their homes. There are women that their families are established and everything. As they're getting married, the father is giving her car for the family, giving house for the family. They have their own money saved up. A lot of women paid for their own weddings. They don't shout it outside. Their wedding gown, everything, they handled it. Man, no get anything, but I love you, I want to die here. You understand? So what do men bring to the table? Can we expand that conversation so that they have an idea that it's not just we're not marrying you for just your money. We need more than your money. You should come with other things into the marriage. You want to help?
Yes, I did a video I cannot forget, because it was actually last year, November. I was in Benin and I asked a question because I was doing the counseling. I said, my question was, what else can a man give a woman who doesn't need your money? See question, because really that's it.
Yes.
It's the same thing. If a woman doesn't need your money, what else can you give? Because the only thing men feel they bring to the table
is money.
Money is so linked to their identity that when they don't have it, they feel lost. So the conversation came up with different things that men bring to the table. A woman wants they want comfort. They want someone that will make them feel like baby girl.
Yeah.
They want that place where that's security. Women want security, and security might seem like it's not security as far like I want to be nurtured. I want to be
emotional, loved, nurtured, protected.
Support should be there. That you don't have money, but you are my sanctuary.
Safe place.
Yes, that safe place, that sanctuary, that warmth. many men do not have the wiring to give it based on the level of masculinity and going for money.
Yes.
So in most cases, the man is going for money, but is not nurturing, which is why sometimes driver is servicing Oga's wife.
They help you, they nurture where you know
because
nothing.
it's nurturing for you where you are going to hustle for money. You don't have time. Continue. So the nurturing, a woman that already has money just wants you to nurture. The woman wants words of affirmation.
Yeah.
The woman wants to come in and you make the woman feel like she's at the top of the world because she's fighting many battles and she wants to relax and have you. And you know what? Even if you don't have money, you can make your wife feel like
everything.
She's the superstar.
Yes.
And even though she has people that are trying to lure her with money outside, she will come back home because very few men know how to make her feel like a superstar. So men need to know how to use words of affirmation. Men need to know how to nurture and, you know, comfort. Bring in the hug. Bring in. It's not the one with benefits. Bring in.
Yes, every time you touch
every time benefits. Just nurturing.
No, I think we need to ring down into their head. Once they play like this, they are expecting you to.
Let me do bagang bagang bagang.
Yeah, so once they touch you like this, they expect you to you can touch me and we're just talking. Can't you just hug me? Can't you just touch
with benefits?
Thank you so much.
But it's also it's also important.
So let me take Hassan from Lekki, then I come to you. Hassan, good morning.
Everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please, this is a sensitive matter. You see, women are very good in representation, and men are not money makers. They don't make money for themselves. It's very clear. And that thing now taking a toll on men. Men should begin to voice out. Whenever there's a problem, masculinity will voice it out. Secondly, let me say something now. But when men don't have money, they feel left out. Yes, it is true. It's because of the foundation of the relationship. Most of the marriages, the foundation are transactional. And the way this money matter, one will always feel left out when you don't have money in matrimony. So we need to go back to the drawing board. And men and women also need to be sympathetic to men.
Sympathetic.
That is my message for today.
Sympathy. Thank you so much.
Yes, so we need to understand that pressures of life, no, they finish, and it will never finish. And for me, what I look out for in a man is the fact that a man that loves himself and takes care of himself. Because if you don't take care of yourself and you don't love yourself, you can't love me. Because you need to take care of your mental health. Because men, regardless of being the head of the family and stuff, you need to love yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to prioritize your mental health. I can't do it for you. The woman cannot do it for you. So it's important for you to take a chill pill. Do the things that have a hobby. Do the things that make you happy. You see, most men, they keep traveling everywhere to play golf or do stuff and everything. You need to. So when your children relax, then you can give out from. You can't give from an empty cup. Like I was telling you about my friend. He said that when all that happened to him and he had collapsed and stuff, that he had 3 businesses. He sold 2 immediately. For 6 months, he didn't enter the office. Then he started driving an Uber, and everybody, they called me to everything like, you're wealthy, why are you driving an Uber? And he said, it's for my mental health, I just want to be driving around. I want to be carrying strangers and gisting. He's someone that never used to talk. And then for him, as he started gisting with strangers, doing Uber, he didn't have to. He had money, but he just had to find a way to distress. And now started traveling and doing stuff and everything. So men, your mental health, you need to prioritize your mental health. You need to love yourself before you can give to somebody else, regardless of the fact that this is that. Yes, you need to, I cannot do it for you. You need to prioritize your mental. You need to be selfish sometimes. It's important.
Yeah, you just
what more do men bring to the table? That's where we are.
So you just reminded me of somebody that I know. He said he likes traffic. He loves traffic. And guess what? He always has full tank, and he will drive through traffic and be listening to his music. That is the time
he distresses
himself, cools down. I think what most women need, if you really want a woman to support you, I think you need to give her that emotional support. Because a woman needs to also feel comfortable to be able to make you comfortable, to be able to, to talk. and to say things. And like what the other caller said, he said that most times, most men, they always try as much as possible. They don't want to hurt their wives. This is where, yes, they can handle some things. I agree and I understand that part. But still, you have to say it, because that's, if you consider your wife a great companion, and you consider your wife as your better half, you should be able to talk to your wife. You should be able to, express yourself, because that's the only place. The only thing is the two of you. The secret is between the two of you. And the reason why a lot of women will not want to even put money, bring out money, is because once you bring in another wife, secret is no more secret now. Everything is now open. And a lot of women support their husbands. Just that some women don't even come out to see it.
Many women.
For example, if a man drops money for food, most times the money that they give money for food these days is not always enough.
We used to add.
So somehow you add, but it's just that you won't come out and say, look, when I went to the market, my ghee went from this price to this price, so I added so and so.
They don't believe that.
So they don't even know that you do all of those things. And there are sometimes that you even go out, you say, this person does not have. It's always the woman that knows what's going on in the house. Because by the time you go, you will not. Yes, you just buy. You don't have to go back to go and meet your husband and say, look, I bought this, I bought that.
I used to go back.
Fund the money.
Yeah, no best. We'll take a short break here, darling. When we come back, we find a way to wrap up the conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show here for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have
Welcome back. We're still asking the question, what does a man bring to the table? And we move the conversation from how supportive women should become to their husbands to what exactly do men bring to the table, because we realize that a lot of men feel it's only the finances that they have power over, and once that finance is taken out from what they bring, they see themselves as useless. So I remember this particular story was actually a family friend of ours back in the day who they both lost their jobs at the same time. They're both graduates, woman and man, at the same time, and they were thinking, what can we do? So the woman has a skill to fry puff-puff, buns, egg roll, and all those snacks and all that. And she started making snacks. She'll make snacks, she'll take it to a school, stand there during recess, people will buy and all of that. Guess what? The husband joined her in making the snacks. They will make the snack. In fact, he had to quickly learn. Yes, they will make the snacks together. They will take it to, while she's taking the first batch to school, he's sorting out the second batch, he's bringing it, and the snacks was really good. So a lot of students will buy. Before you know it, they've done 3 trays before the school is over. They were doing it together. Now, some family members were like, you cannot even go and find another job. You're sitting with that's an ex-banker. You're sitting with your wife to be doing snacks. He said, leave it. That's how we are going to run our home. It happened to us at the same time. We're going to figure it out at the same time. They have relocated now and they are working. But what am I trying to point out here? One person did not sit back to say, this is beneath me. This is beneath me. When your partner sees that you can hustle, that whatever life throws at you, you would find a way, and you would do it together, they are bound to be more supportive. The problem is sometimes we have this idea of how we have placed ourselves where we are not supposed to be. We just pick ourselves and just put on a pedestal that there are some jobs that are beneath me. There are some things I cannot do. I always tell people, I say, no matter what life throws at me, I can sell anything. I can be on the traffic and sell. I can carry something on my head and sell. I pray life doesn't take me there. But if I find myself there for whatever reason, I will survive because I can sell anything. I'm not afraid to make legitimate money. I'm not ashamed to make legitimate money. And if I'm doing that and I see that I have a partner who's supportive, even if he doesn't come out to sell with me, but when I get home, somebody looks at me and say, hey, I've made something small, come and manage, come and rest, presses my back, massages my leg, just to show that support that you're doing it. It's part of it. Why would I release my money to you? I have another person on one hand who she's doing all the stress. I've said this here several times. All the stress. And this man is just there defrauding her. Exactly. They will give money to go and build house. He will chop the money. They say buy 500 block, you buy 250 block. You will use the other money to go and carry woman outside. They stay in how many story building? This woman will come back from her hectic job. And then she's the one carrying water upstairs, fetching water for them to use. You were at home all day reading newspaper, you did not move. The children are growing, they are seeing everything. Tomorrow, you will say women are the ones that enjoy the marriages. What did the children see? There's no way tomorrow my daughter will send money and he will not bring daddy's own. It's not possible from what she's seen already, right? So let's find a way to understand that it's not one against the other. We are in this together. Exactly. We should be supporting ourselves. And men need to bring more to the table than just the money. Your compassion for your wife. There are a lot of marriages I know that they don't share with each other because when we fight, we use it to yab me. If I gist you about my family, when we fight now, you use it to insult me. If I gist you about my colleagues now, somebody annoyed me and I'm upset, and if I gist you tomorrow, you use it to yab me. So I keep my gist. You keep your gist. And they are husband and wives. So are we lying to ourselves in the kind of companions that we are picking? We need to ask ourselves those questions.
Okay, so like the first story that you gave us, right, where you said that the man, I can see where the man was able to debunk all those, lashes from everywhere. People were coming to say, why are you following your wife?
To go and sell.
At least now he was able to tell them off and say, leave us alone. That's number one step. That's to show how supportive that man is. That's number one. And number two, I know that, men are really wired to really provide for the family. There is that when they are not able to fulfill that,
makes them feel less.
Yes, it makes them feel less. And when they feel that less, it's a burden on the woman as well. She starts, she starts feeling it because you start taking it out on her one way or the other. He becomes a bit frustrated and he becomes agitated over anything she does won't just be right. So it's just okay for a man to really, really be able to express himself when he's going through stuff. You should just make sure that we give them that enabling environment where
to be able to share with us.
Yes, they'll be able to.
But you also realize that even though women complain about narcissistic men, they are also very abusive women.
Of course,
wives.
Yes,
plenty. There are women that beat their husbands.
Yes.
Do you understand? They're also we need to, because this topic is about how to help men more. You understand? Because so many men go through abuse from women, and men already, like even the Bible will tell you that what a man has is his ego, and that's why that they say woman respect husband. I'm landing.
That's the way the Bible has it.
I mean, like as a woman respect husband, woman be submissive,
the man love,
right? So men, it's usually what they have is respect is important to them, their ego. So imagine now that ego is already deflated. You now have an abusive wife, then you cannot talk, they still beat you. You're internalizing a lot.
This the problem. Nigerian men are battling depression and committing suicide is very sensitive. Seriously, I have a lot to say and share and teach if you don't mind. He said, when you have a wife who is ready to misinterpret everything you say,
wow.
He said, I'm pretty sure you don't know the level of things. Men are dying in case you really care to know.
That's scary.
As in, he said, I wish I can forward her number to you for counseling. I'm sorry, I don't offer counseling. Then they pay for coaching. That's what this is extremely, no, but I must say
men don't go for coaching.
Pay for coaching.
Talk about it.
Pay for coaching.
Talk about,
Pay for therapy. Go for counseling. Because both men and women who are facing this kind of challenge is not by pointing finger and saying the woman is the problem, the man is the problem. It's both parties that want to make a marriage work. Pay and talk to a professional to counsel you. Many people are living a traumatized life. Like they're living the result of their trauma. And they're not been able to overcome it. Maybe your parents were being beaten each other, or your father was doing one thing, or your mother was doing one thing.
And you inherited that
trauma. You are now living that reality. Your wife is living her own baggage. You too, you're living your baggage. Going into therapy helps you to drop both baggages and mend each other properly. So please.
That also leads us to what the other caller said. Go and read and come and explain, or go to the therapy and come and explain and bring him money. No, you're a full human being. So there are couples that have come to me for coaching. The wife will come first. I said, okay, bring your husband, because what I'm going to be telling you is for two of you to work together. If you get the lessons and you go alone, it's going to be difficult for you. Yes. So they will go, and the man will say, I'm not doing. Go and learn and come. Can men stop that? See, they need this more than we do most of the time.
Is it possible for me to go to the hospital on behalf of my husband?
It's not possible.
Is it possible for the doctor to diagnose me and then give my husband the drug?
It's not possible. So you need to take yourself there. You need, if you're going to be walking through something that has happened maybe in your home, in your marriage and everything, and the counselor says, I need the two of you. Or God, stand up, swallow your pride and go. Because whatever they are teaching or whatever they are helping you through, the practicals they're going to be doing will be helping the marriage. Except, of course, you're not interested. So our men need to humble themselves, because I see it as pride. Humble yourselves and go and get the therapy that you need. We also have a lot of women that have really bad character. From wherever they come from. They don't know how to talk to their husbands. They don't know how to listen, like you rightly said from the beginning. They don't know how to have a conversation. Everything is, is taken to another level. We're saying A, you're understanding B, and you're fighting with C. We have that. And that's also because I think our men really do not understand us. There was something I was reading. It was a science, all these things that they research that they've done. And they said, and I think Bakasi also said that, in 4 weeks, a woman's hormone changes 4 times.
Completely.
The person you slept with last night, you are waking up to another woman. There are days I wake up fighting. Nobody has offended me. I just woke up on the left side of the bed and I'm fighting. On those days, when you bring certain sensitive conversations, I will not listen.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not because I'm not trying, it's because I am not in the frame to listen. Exactly. There are days that we are getting close to our, either it's ovulation, it happens in different ways, and that's why we've hit this 40 and we are going, it's getting worse. Things just change. So if a man understands, so sometimes my husband wants to have a conversation with me, and he looks at me and like, are you about to start your flow? Because if I have said something, and the way I will retort, like, are you about to? And sometimes I don't even know I'm about to. I'm like, today's date is what? Oh, that's true. I'm about.
He knows.
I'm about to. And then he will
because he's sensitive. Because he has studied me to know that, okay, at this time, her moods fluctuate. And there are some conversations I cannot have till a later time. It's understanding. This marriage thing is not, I bring money, you cook food, we knack, and we move on. We need to pay attention to the emotional needs of both partners. And we need to support, like the other people said, we need to support our men very well, that they are free enough to have conversations with us, not that we use it against them at the end of the vice versa, whether it's the man that is using against or it's the woman that's using against. Time has gone, no, just...
Let me say one thing. For counseling, and sometimes, you know, we should really encourage men to go for counseling.
Yes.
When you go for counseling, sometimes they will tell the woman how to reach out to you. Yes. You too, you'll be able to tell them how, you know, how you want your wife to reach out to you, so that when you are in your vulnerable state, the woman will be able to know how to handle you when you are saying your stuff and everything. So counseling really is very, very important.
Therapy.
Very important.
Last words, please. It's important. Also, maybe you can try something where people have a code at home, where maybe if your husband hugs you so much and squeezes you, or does a certain way, is just maybe sending a signal. People can send what they call like a emotional emergency signal to each other to allow the other that there's something going on. You just figure out what works for you.
That one is an Oyibo something. I like it. so what would my code
there
be?
Should be too much hug.
Let me find a code. Somewhere, help us. Which code are we going to use?
201.
No, it's not number now. Somehow.
You just rub the head. You just rub the head.
There's something I'm not okay. Baby, I'm not okay. Baby, I'm not okay.
I just feel, please, men can read books on relationships too.
Marriages.
Yes. Men can read books on marriages too. Men can read books on parenting too. It is not the sole responsibility of a woman to make things work. Both parties will make things work. So please seek therapy if you are in an abusive marriage or in a marriage where you feel like you're going through depression. Please.
I was impressed by a man that was last year who reached out to me and wanted therapy on his ability to manage his emotions with the wife. So we started and he sent me reviews for the 2 sessions that I had. It was supposed to be 4 sessions. He ran away for the remaining 2. But that first 2, by the time he said, I feel better, I'm more relaxed, I'm not reacting to her anymore, I'm now listening to her. I felt really good. And that was the first man that was coming to me since how many years? Women do more of coming to get therapy and all of that. So we
men only want to know about how to make more money.
No.
But life is more than money.
We want the money, but we also want you to be whole. We want you to be emotionally stable, because then you show up better as a husband, you show up better as a father. That's all we can take on the show today. Thank you so much, ladies. I enjoyed having this conversation with you. Your View Pigeon continues tomorrow, where we break and the chop 'em. I'll see you again. Bye-bye now.